my cousin had weight loss surgery through Cleveland Clinic a year and a half prior to mine, and she, to me, she did not have a lot of knowledge as far as what the surgery did, how your body operates, nutritional values, things like that. And that is the one thing I felt with Dr. Ben Mir that was so valuable, is that between him and all of his staff, I felt completely knowledgeable about what I was doing. I knew what to expect during surgery, prior to surgery, after surgery. I knew what I was supposed to eat. I mean, they give you a shopping list of what to buy to have on hand after surgery. I just did not feel like I went into this with any questions. I felt that they really took the time, and they give you a packet to like a step-by-step guide of what to expect, literally what to expect the day before surgery, what to expect the day after surgery, the whole time you're in the hospital, and then you're given a guide to get you through the first 45 days after surgery. So to me, that was valuable, because I just had seen my cousin go through this experience and not have any of those tools available to her. So then my actual surgery experience, I'm sure I was a rare one. I never once experienced pain. I was not in pain at all. I had a little bit of a reaction to the pain medication, that I was just taking it on a regular basis. That might be why I wasn't in pain, but I was kind of a baby, so my husband was extremely impressed, because he figured that he was going to have to take care of me, and it literally was a breeze. I slept through my whole recovery in the hospital. And the whole time all of this stuff is happening to me, I'm getting more excited, because I know my daughter is going through the process of having the surgery. And I knew that everything that I did that was easy, and it was, it was just making it more, it just made it more real for me, for her, because I knew that if I could do it, she could do it, kind of thing. So I used that a lot. That helped me a lot. I lost 21 pounds the first 2 weeks, and then within the first 4 weeks, I lost 30 pounds. The one thing that was impressive to me, which I kind of thought in the beginning I wouldn't like, and I didn't necessarily know about this, is that typically the people that have surgery on the same day or the same week, they do your follow-up appointments with Brooke, the nutritionist, together. So I actually got to do my follow-up appointments with a gentleman named Jerry. And it was interesting. The part that I thought was neat about having that is that we could talk to each other. You're in the room together with Brooke, and she's just going through what you're going to do next and things like that. But you were able to ask each other questions, and it was like, even though, yes, because him and I had surgery the same day, and even though he was a male and his weight was different than mine, we were like, everything that was happening, like that was happening to me was happening to him. So even though, it was just reassuring that, you could say this happened, and my daughter's going through the same thing. She had, she's with 2 other patients, and like they can bounce off the, Jerry's in Florida right now, so who knows how he's doing. But we were the first 2 appointments we did together, and so it was very interesting. And then so my second week, you go to the doctor on the second week for a follow-up, and the 4th week on a follow-up. My second week, I had lost 21 pounds, and he had lost 30, but like I said, he was a man, so the expectation was he would lose more. But our second appointment, I had lost 6 pounds, and he had lost 7. So that made me feel really good that, we were right on track, together. So that was helpful to me. I've been to the support groups that they offer, and I think those are very informative. The office staff is very, very friendly, and they're very knowledgeable about what they do. And they care. That's the biggest thing. Like the Cleveland Clinic thing was very clinical, just didn't, like, it's very methodical. This is what you're gonna do. I've never gotten that, impression at all. This is like, it's like this is what they do, and this is all that they do, and that's all it's all they care about. It's just the patient part of it. I mean, the one thing I talked to Dr. Ben Mir, my one question was, why did you leave St. Vincent's? And he was like, because they wanted to go away from the patient outside of it. He goes, and that's what I'm about, is taking care of the patient. So that was very impressive to me. I told him one of my favorite things was having the surgery here. I felt that I had gotten phenomenal nursing care in my recovery. The rooms were beautiful. I just got really good care, and I told, because he moved to West, and I'm like, they have some big shoes to fill going to West, and he said that they got him really nice rooms there too and stuff, and trained the staff, so.
They will not continue.
Yeah, that's what he said, that they did that. Yeah, because I was like, I told him, I was like, are you sure you're gonna do this? Because this is, I mean, I seriously, it was, and the way that I could say that everything I had was phenomenal is the same exact time that I was having my surgery and I was going through recovery. My mom was in Giaga and she was in the ICU as well. And she was not getting the care that I was getting, at night. And so that's how I know. And then during my recovery, my cousin that had weight loss surgery, she had to get a 2-series weight loss surgery. She was extremely overweight. She had her surgery 4 weeks after mine, the second surgery. So I had to actually go to Cleveland Clinic to visit her when I was in my recovery. And her room was like stark white. And everything was just like massively over proportioned in the room. They had these massive beds, and I didn't get the whole bariatric thing and these massive chairs and stuff like that. But it was like so cold there, and actually got to experience nurses coming in and talking to her and helping her in her recovery. And they were just very cold. I mean, that's the only way I know how to describe it. I couldn't wait to get out of there because and I felt bad for her that she had her surgery there after the experience that I had. It was just. So I was just like, and then my daughter had her surgery, and it was just as great. So,
Now, did she have it at Tri-Point or what?
yeah, she had a Tri-Point. We were pushing that.
So how much weight have you lost altogether now?
So far I'm at 55 pounds.
Wow, that's great.
Hi, my name is Kim Morgan. I'm 42 years old and I live in Painesville, Ohio. One day I woke up and said, I've had enough. I'm tired of being overweight. I made the decision to investigate weight loss surgery and some of the options that are available to me. I stumbled upon an article about Dr. Ben Meer in a local newspaper and discovered that he was going to be performing surgeries in the Lake Health Hospital system. I was very impressed. It was close to home, so I went to an information session that Dr. Ben Meer performs where he explains the operations that he performs and goes through all of the steps about the surgeries and what to expect, the presumed weight loss that you can get, the expectations, and that this is a tool and how to use this tool, and was very informative as far as the session was concerned. I attended that session with my husband. My husband was extremely impressed with Dr. Ben Meer. When we left there, he's like, you're having the surgery and he's going to be the one that performs it. So I was very excited to have my family on board with this decision that I had made. After attending my information session, Dr. Ben Meer's staff worked very diligently to get me an appointment to be sure that I had met all the requirements that my insurance required in order to have the surgery. Part of those appointments before the surgery involved teaching me giving me the knowledge that I needed in order to be successful with my new tool. Some of the appointments involved nutrition training, which I learned more about calories, about understanding protein and how you need it for your body. I was given basically an operating manual on how to use my tool. This manual was very informative as far as to what to expect before my surgery, after my surgery, and what to expect in the next 45 days after my surgery. I used this manual the whole time that I was recovering after my surgery. I had a cousin that had a surgery at a different hospital about 1.5 years ago, and what was surprising to me is that as much knowledge as I had about my surgery and what was being done to my body and how I would need to do things after my surgery, she did not have those tools. I was showing her my manual and giving her ideas for food choices and showing her how my hospital provided me, or my doctor provided me, with all of the information that I needed to understand how to be successful with my tool. On October 29th, 2013, I had my surgery at the Lake Health Hospital. I was very
surprised at how little pain I experienced. I chose the vertical sleeve. I can even tell you that my husband was very surprised at how little pain I experienced. We expected to be in more pain, and my husband expected that he would have to take care of me. He did come to see me every day, but I had such phenomenal nursing care that he was completely comfortable leaving at night, knowing that I was in good hands. My room was absolutely beautiful, and again, I had great nursing care. Dr. Ben Mir was awesome. He would come to see me every day and was checking on me and assuring me that everything was going great. So my stay in the hospital, I just felt was very wonderful and loved everything that happened. I slept so well, which is very surprising. You wouldn't expect that you would sleep so well after surgery. So I was very pleased with Lake Health and the care that I received. So after my surgery, I had 3 scheduled follow-up appointments at 2, 4, and 6 weeks. A lot of other programs do not even have follow-up visits like that. So those appointments were very important to me as far as I only had to know what I needed to do for the next 2 weeks. I didn't have to worry about where I was going to be 4 weeks from now, where I was going to be 6 weeks from now, because I had my tool. I had been walked through all the steps that I was going to need. So my first 2 weeks was my liquid. From 2 to 4 weeks we were on puree, and after 6 weeks you start on soft foods. So my follow-up appointments, one thing that impressed me is that we do those as somewhat of as a group. So you meet with your nutritionist, and if there's patients that have surgery at the same time as you, the same day or the same week, you meet with those patients at the same time, and you get to talk to others that are going through the same experiences you are. And it was exciting to me that I get to talk to somebody else that was right where I was, that had done the same exact thing that I did at the same time, so we could compare experiences. And it was amazing that we were right on track with each other. So it helped a lot to know that somebody else was there doing the same thing that I did. So far, I am about 4 months out from my journey. I have lost a total of 55 pounds. I lost 21 the first 2 weeks, 30 pounds the first month, and then it's gradually dropped off a little, but I'm very pleased so far. I'm expected to be at my goal within a year. That's my expectation for myself. I'm not pushing, to do anything crazy. That's what I'm trying to get to. So I have decided that I want to be an ambassador for Dr. Ben Mir. I think his staff is wonderful. I think he is wonderful. He was so informative and so caring through this whole process. I try to tell every person I meet that when they look at me and they say, "Wow, you look great, what's going on?" I don't hesitate to tell them I had weight loss surgery. I immediately tell them that it was performed by Dr. Ben Mir. I talk about how wonderful his office staff is, how informative they were, how helpful they were to get through the insurance papers. Since I've had my surgery, there are 4 other people that have either had the surgery or are in the process of having the surgery, just from word of mouth from me talking to them about how awesome my experience has been. A few weeks after my surgery, I had a cousin who had had weight loss surgery at another hospital. I went to go visit her. It was so shocking to me, the difference in the environment between her hospital and mine. I actually felt guilty that my experience was so awesome, and I saw her in a lot of pain, and it seemed like the nurses were not as caring as the nurses at Lake Health. The environment was not as warm as the experience that I had, and I felt really bad for her, and I wished that she had selected Dr. Ben Mir for her surgery instead. Something that impressed me about Dr. Ben Mir and his staff was that everything that you need in order to take these steps to have this weight loss surgery is available at his location. You have a nutritionist on staff, there's a psychologist, there's a medical doctor. All of those are right there so that you're not having appointments in so many different locations. Every time you need to take care of something, you're getting that taken care of in his office.